Hello, my dear army. How are you? Today, I'm going to explain class 12 vector chapter 10. Right? So, it will be one short video, all concept I'll discuss, and some good questions we'll solve. And hope it will be helpful for your term 2 examinations. Right? So, one by one, concept I'm explaining. Right? So this is vector algebra, chapter 10. Okay, so what is vector quantity? A quantity that has magnitude as well as direction. So one by one, all concept I am explaining. Number one concept. What is vector quantity? So a quantity that has magnitude as well as direction. So a quantity that has magnitude as well as direction is called a vector. Okay. So some example of vector is like velocity, acceleration, force, all have direction also, magnitude also. And any vector we are representing like that. Suppose if you join 2 points, this is A and this is B, and if direction is from A to B, then this vector will be represented by AB, and on top we'll put arrow. Okay, we can represent by small letter A and we'll put arrow. Without arrow it is meaningless, so we have to remember, we have to put arrow, right? Now second concept is direction cosine. So this is first vector, and second is direction cosine of a vector. So this is very important concept, we have to understand properly. So I'm taking one three-dimensional figure, or I'll draw it is better. So suppose x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. So second concept is direction cosine. Direction cosine of a vector, right? So direction cosine meaning is, suppose this is x-axis and this is y-axis and this is z-axis. Here P is any point and OP is the position vector of point P. Suppose these vector make angle alpha with x-axis, beta with y-axis, and gamma with z-axis. Then we can say that cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma is called direction cosine of vector OP, right? And this vector, if you want to write, then OP vector can be written as cos alpha I plus cos beta j plus cos gamma k, where I, j and k are the unit vector along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. That means any unit vector, if you know any unit vector, then we can say its direction cosine. Like if a vector, if I'll consider 1 by 1 by root 3 I plus 1 by root 3 j plus 1 by root 3 k. Clearly it is a unit vector because its magnitude is 1. So if we want to write direction cosine, then direction cosine of this vector we can write, that is 1 by root 3 comma 1 by root 3 comma 1 by root 3. That means direction cosine will give direction cosine of that vector. That is the very important part. That means if any vector is given, if you want to write its direction cosine, first convert it into unit vector. And if you can convert unit vector along that vector, then you can write direction cosine of that vector. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, one thing you will remember, direction cosine, okay, we are representing by L, M, N. So here L, M, N will be 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Okay, and always you will observe L square plus M square plus N square will be what? 1. So any unit vector can be written as any unit vector can be written as Li plus Mj plus Nk. So this was the direction cosine of a vector. Now, third concept. So one by one, I am giving all the concept from our CBSE syllabus. So 10.1 you can practice, but it is not so much important for examination point of view. Now addition of vector. So if you add two vectors, so I am taking here one vector. So A, B, C. Suppose AB is a vector and BC is another vector. Now addition of two vectors, that means resultant of these two vectors will represent the third side of triangle. Okay, and its directions will be opposite. So vector AC will represent sum of AB and BC. So this is addition of vector. And if a vector A is given like A1I plus B1J plus C1K, and another vector b equals to a to I plus b to j plus c to k, then a plus b can be written as, just we'll add a1 plus a2 I plus b1 plus b2 j plus c1 plus c2 k. Okay, so this is addition of two vectors, right? Now multiplication of vector by a scalar. If you want to multiply a vector with a scalar, next fourth concept, let multiplication of a vector with a scalar. So how will multiply? Suppose vector a equals to ai plus bj plus ck. Now if we multiply one constant k with a, then this k will be multiplied with all components, that is kai plus kbj plus kck. Right. So like that we can multiply a vector with a scalar. Achha, what is the meaning of this? Suppose a vector a is up to this. Suppose OA up to this. Alright. So this is suppose A. Now if we multiply 2 with A, then direction will be same. Try to understand, this is very important concept. Direction will be same, but its magnitude will be double of this vector. Alright. So this will represent 2a. Like that, if we multiply by 3, that means its magnitude will be 3 times of OA. That means if we multiply any number, then its magnitude will be changed. Okay, positive number if we multiply, then its magnitude will be increased. If negative if we multiply, then its magnitude will be decreased. Now component of vectors, fifth. So components of a vector. Okay, so here consider a vector Ox, Oy and Z. Suppose here one point P whose coordinates X, Y and Z. Right. So this vector OP vector can be written as, along x-axis unit vector is I, along y-axis unit vector is J, along z-axis unit vector is K. So this vector can be written as, OP vector can be written as xi plus yj plus zk. Here x, y, z are scalar components, and xi, then yj and zk are vector components. Okay, so this is the components of vectors. I hope you understood. Okay, now next topic. Okay, one more things I am telling here. From this vector, we can write direction ratio of OP, and that will be x, y, z. If you want to write its direction cosine, then you have to convert it into unit vector, then you can write. Now vector joining 2 points. Now next concept is vector joining. It is sixth concept now. Okay, sixth concept, vectors joining two points. Okay, so suppose one vector is P, that means OP. Suppose its coordinate is x1, y1, z1, and suppose here origin. If you join OP, then OP is the position vector, and suppose coordinate of Q is Q are x2, y2, and z2. So if you join it, then OQ will be the position vector of Q. Now if you want to find PQ, then we know that OP can be written as x1i plus y1j plus z1k, and OQ can be written as x2y plus y2j plus z2k. Now use triangle law of vector, then we know that OP plus PQ, these two sides are in same direction, same order, and OQ in different directions. So sum of these two vectors will be OQ. It means PQ can be written as OQ minus OP. Now PQ vector, if you subtract these two, then you will get x2 minus x1 I plus y2 minus y1 j plus z2 minus z1 k. If you want to write what is the direction ratio of PQ, okay, it will be useful in 3D also, 3-dimensional geometry also. Suppose coordinates of P is x1, y1, z1. Coordinates of Q are x2, y2, z2. What is the direction ratio of PQ? So from here we can say that direction ratio will be x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. So as a short type questions we are getting related to this. So this is vector joining 2 points. Okay. Now magnitude of a vector. Next, magnitude of a vector. 7th concept, magnitude of a vector. How we can find? So suppose A equals to AI plus BJ plus CK. So magnitude of A can be expressed as like that. Its value will be root over A square plus B square plus C square. Okay. So I hope understood magnitude. Now section formula. So section formula, it is like coordinate geometry. So it is we did 7, then 8 section formula. So section formula, nicely you will understand. Suppose this is point P, this is point Q. Its coordinates, suppose x1 or its position vector consider as position vector. Suppose its position vector is A, its position vector is B. That means from origin OP vector is A and OQ vector is B. And suppose one point R divides PQ in the ratio M is to N. We don't know the position vector of R and we have to find. Okay. So this is actually R we have taken internally. So here 3 part will get. This will be for internally. So if this unknown vector is R, then R equals to M B plus N A divided by M plus N. Okay. Now if externally, then second is externally. If R point outside of PQ, then R equals to, we can say that MB minus NA divided by M minus N. And if midpoint, then R equals to A plus B divided by, A plus B divided by vector A plus vector B divided by 2. So this was the section formula, and here all questions we'll discuss. After that, some good questions I'll solve here which can come in board examination. So that question definitely you'll do. Product of two vectors. Now last concept, product of two vectors. This will be 9th concept. Product of two vectors. Here we get two types of product. Number one, dot product or scalar product. So what is dot product? How we find dot product? Suppose vector A is given A1i plus B1j plus C1k, and B is given A2i plus B2j plus C2k, and theta be the angle between A and vector B. Then A dot B is defined as magnitude of A, magnitude of B, cos theta. Okay, this is the mathematical definitions. And if you know its components, then you will write A dot B equals to A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2. That means coefficient of I and coefficient of I for second vector both will be multiplied, plus coefficient of J will be multiplied, coefficient of K will be multiplied. Now try to understand here, if theta is 90 degree, so cos 90 how much? 0. Then whole thing will be 0. If theta equals to 90 degree, then A dot B, this vector will be 0. So therefore we can say that if A dot B equals to 0, then we can say that vector A is perpendicular to vector B. Right? This is one kind of dot product, that is dot product or scalar product. Right? Now projection here, projection of a vector on a line. So that concept also we have to learn here, projection of a vector on a line. So projection of a vector on a line. Projection of vector A on vector B. So how we can find this projection? Okay, so projection of A on B will be projection, projection of A on B equals to A dot B divided by magnitude of B. So A dot B you will find, and if you divide magnitude of B, then we will get projection of A on B. Now second type of product is vector product So vector product, suppose a vector this and this, two vectors, angle between them is theta, their cross product will represent a perpendicular vector which is perpendicular to the plane containing vector A and vector B. So A cross B equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sin theta n cap, where n cap is the unit vector, because cross product or vector product is a vector quantity. Okay, so n cap you have to multiply. Now from here, if sin theta if you want to find, then it will be magnitude of A cross B divided by magnitude of A or magnitude of B. If components is given, then how we can find A cross B? Let A vector equals to A1i, B1j, plus C1k, and vector B equals to A2i plus B2j plus C2k. Then A cross B we can find using determinant I, J, K, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. After that, if we break this determinant, we'll get A cross B. Now, next concept is, so projection I explained product of two vectors, scalar product. Now we'll do concept 10, area of triangle and area of parallelogram. Area parallelogram not required. If triangle if you'll do, then you can find area parallelogram. I'm not showing this. Now, area of triangle. Suppose a triangle is given and their sides is given in vector form. Suppose AB, BC. Okay. Suppose AB and BC are given. Okay, any two side we can take. So area equals to half then cross product you have to take. So mode of magnitude of AB cross BC, or you can take half BC cross, even you can take AC also. Any two side you can consider and you can find the area of triangle. And area of parallelogram if you want to find, then half will not come. Two adjacent side is given, then area of parallelogram will be, that also I am explaining, 11. Area of parallelogram. Okay. Consider a parallelogram. Consider a parallelogram. Suppose this is a parallelogram. A, B, C, D. And suppose two sides, adjacent side A and B are given. So area of parallelogram will be A cross B, its magnitude. Right? That is area of parallelogram. So almost all concept I explained. Vector scalar triple product is not in deleted portion. That's why I'm not explaining. Okay, some properties of vector product and scalar product. You can see, you can check, but some good questions I'm solving. Okay, so this was the main concept which you have to keep in your mind. So some good questions I am showing which can come in exam. So like answer 13. So here questions I am writing, it will be better. So if A, B, C are unit vectors, vector such that A plus B plus C equals to what? 0 vector. Find the value of A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A. C dot A. This value we have to find. Now see its answer. Here condition is given A plus B plus C equals to 0 vector. So A plus B plus C dot A plus B plus C can be written as 0 vector dot 0 vector. Now if we multiply, then distributive law will be used. So A dot A plus A dot B plus A dot C plus B dot A plus B dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A plus C dot B plus C dot C equals to 0, because 0 vector dot 0 vector will be 0. Now A dot A means mod of A whole square, B dot B means mod of B whole square, C dot C means mod of C whole square. A dot B, or one more here, A dot B came, here A dot B, and here B dot A. B dot A equals to A dot B, because dot product is commutative. So we can write 2 A dot B plus 2 B dot C plus 2 A dot C equals to 0. Since A, B, C are unit vectors, so magnitude of A will be 1. So 1 square is 1. Here also 1. Here also 1. Plus take 2 common. A dot B plus B dot C plus A dot C will be 0. Now 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. These 3 bring this side. 2 A dot B plus B dot C plus A dot C equals to minus 3. So finally we are getting A dot B plus B dot C plus A dot C, that is equals to minus 3 by 2. And this will be the answer. I hope you understood. Now, few more questions, good questions I am doing. And that these type of questions you will keep properly in your copy. Because anytime you can get in exam. So, one questions I am solving from exemplar, miscellaneous exemplar, example. Okay, so example number 30. So here Question. If with reference to the right-handed system of mutually perpendicular unit vector I, J, K, that is these questions we are going to solve. So no need to write question, just write down from book. So answer 30. Sorry, 30. So here I, J, K are the unit vector. Then alpha and beta are given. Then express beta in the form of beta equals to beta 1 plus beta 2, where beta 1 is parallel to A. Sorry, alpha. Not A, it is alpha. So vector alpha equals to 3i minus j, and beta equals to 2i plus j minus 3k. Now we have to express beta as beta 1 plus beta 2. So beta 1 we have to find, and beta 1 condition is given. जो beta 1 is parallel to alpha and beta 2 is perpendicular to alpha, right? So since beta 1 parallel to alpha, then let beta 1 we can consider as k into alpha. It means k into 3i minus j. So this can be written as 3k I minus kj. And beta 2 is perpendicular to alpha, and beta 2 will be perpendicular to alpha. If beta 1 is this and beta already we know, then beta 2 what will get? Beta minus beta 1. Beta equals to 2i plus j minus 3k, minus beta 1 is given 3ki minus kj. So we are getting 2 minus 3k I and 1 minus k j plus minus 3 k. Okay. Since beta 2 perpendicular to alpha vector, it is given beta 2 is perpendicular to alpha. So if perpendicular, their dot product will be 0. Beta 2 dot alpha vector will be 0. So from here we will get the value of, here we will get value of k. So dot product of beta 2 and alpha will be 2 minus 3k, and coefficient of alpha is 3. plus coefficient of j is 1 minus k, and here coefficient of j is minus 1, and coefficient of k is minus 3 into coefficient of k here 0. That should be equals to 0. So here 6 minus 9k, and here minus 1 plus k equals to 0. So here 5 or minus 8k equals to 0. So 8k equals to 5 and k equals to 5 by 8. It means we got value of k. It means beta 1 we got. So beta 1 will be, here if we put the value of k, then you will get 15 by 8 I minus 5 by 8 j, and beta 2 will get, here if we put value of k 5 by 8, then 2 minus 15 by 8i plus 1 minus 5 by 8j plus minus 3k. So we'll get here 8 to just 16, then 16 minus 15 is 1. So we are getting I. 8 minus 3, sorry, here if you 1 by 8 we will get, sorry, here 1 by 8. 8 minus 3, 8 minus 5 is 3. So here 3 by 8j will get, and minus 3k. So therefore beta equals to 15 by 8 I minus 5 by 8 j plus 1 by 8 I plus 3 by 8 j minus 3k. Now we'll check our answer is correct or not. So answer is we are getting 3 by 2, 3 by 2. That means it should come 3 to is 6, and here minus 1. Then wait. So beta 1 lambda equals to, we are getting 1 by 2. Okay. 2 minus 3k and 1 plus k it should be. Okay. So here actually it is coming, okay, minus minus, sorry, here minus minus, it should be plus. So here one mistake we made, here plus, so here it should be plus. If here plus sign, then it should be minus k. It should be minus k. So here 5, or this is minus 10. Sorry, one mistake we made. So here 10k equals to 5, 5 by 10. So k equals to, we are getting 1 by 2. If k equals to 1 by 2, so little bit we have to change. So this part calculation just I'm changing. So this part I'm changing. Please correct it. So beta 1 will get 3 by 2 I minus 1 by 2 j, and beta 2 will get, beta 2 is here, so 3 minus 3 by 2 I plus 1 plus 1 by 2 j minus 3k. That is correct. Now here 3 by 2 I plus here also 3 by 2 j minus 3k. So beta can be written as 3 by 2 I minus 1 by 2 j. This is one part, and second part is 3 by 2 I plus 3 by 2 j minus 3k. Now we'll check the answer. Okay, beta 2 is 1 by 2. How it is coming? 1 by 2. Beta 2 is this one, no? So 3 minus, sorry, 2 minus 2 minus, so it is 4, so it should be 1 by 2. 1 by 2, please. So these questions is very, very important questions, right? So these two questions very nicely you will practice, and other question, some more questions of miscellaneous, like question number 12, question number 13, question number 14. These kind of questions are very important questions. You will practice that type of questions. And from exercise, some questions like question number 1, 10.4. That also I am explaining. That will be the last question, and rest of the questions you will practice. And if you face any problem, then my contact number, you know, 9394936634, and you can clear your doubts. Like one more questions I'm finding, question number 1, that is find magnitude of A cross B if vector A is given I minus 7j plus 7k, and vector B is given 3i minus 2j plus 2k, right? So I minus 7j plus 7k and 3i minus 2j plus 2k. So first find A cross B. So A cross B equals to I j k. Then coefficients are 1 minus 7, 7 here, 3 minus 2 and 2, right? 1 minus 7, 7, and 3 minus 2 plus 2. Then break it. So I, we have to take minus 7, 7, minus 2, 2. Then next will be negative. Determinant we have to use. Then 1, 7, 3, 2. and k, vector k 1 minus 7 3 minus 2. So I minus 14 or plus 14 minus j 2 minus 21 plus k into minus 2 plus 21. So these two 0 we are getting. Here we are getting 19j or here 19k. After that we have to find its magnitude. Magnitude of A cross B equals to root over 19 square plus 19 square. So this is 2 into 19 square. So 19 will be outside. 19 root 2. So I hope you understood. Okay. So we discuss all the concept of vectors and 2-3 good questions of this chapter I explained, I solve. Rest of the questions you will practice, and if any doubt you will face, then contact number I have given, you can contact with me. Just sir, here is the problem, then definitely I'll clear your doubts. Okay, fine. Thank you everyone. So we'll meet in next video.